Hello everybody, welcome to my craft room. It's so nice to see you here. Now we're live on Facebook and we're live on YouTube, and I can see that we're all doing fine. Oh, I must remember to put my microphone on. Just one moment. Oh, it's a bit late now, isn't it? I'll have to attach it to my front. Excuse me while I do that. Very unprofessional. So hopefully you can hear me. Let's switch that on. Yeah, you can hear me. That's great. Oh, it's so nice to see you all. There's loads of people watching. How fantastic. Now, of course, tonight is all... I'm sorry about the wire. Tonight is all about a relaunch of a product. So oftentimes you'll see me on Create and Craft launching a new product, which is wonderful. But tomorrow on Create and Craft, I'm actually relaunching a product, which is a little bit unusual for me because, and it really is a relaunch. It's not like, you know, we've seen this product in the last sort of couple of years, because we haven't. So I'm really pleased to actually sort of bring this back to your TV screens tomorrow. And of course, if you are watching in the States, then you can watch on the Create and Craft website, so it's createandcraft.com, I do believe. Obviously, if you're in the UK, you can watch in the usual way on Sky or on Freeview. So yeah, and it's Seamless Sunday. It's Stitchy Sunday, isn't it? I don't think they call it Seamless Sunday anymore, do they? But anyway, I should be very, very proud and honoured to be there for two shows tomorrow. Now, if I remember rightly, it's 8:15 and 11:15. And for those of you that are doing a workshop with me on tomorrow afternoon, do not fret, because I don't live far away from the studios, so I should be home in time, unless there's, you know, chaos on the roads, which I doubt. So you must not worry about that. Yes, so it looks like we're all okay. It looks like we're all you can hear me, even though I'm sorry about my microphone. Completely forgot to put that on, but you can see and hear, which is great. And welcome to any of the YouTube ladies and gents as well. It's always lovely to see you. Now you can see I've got my Gemini out, and that's quite interesting, because for the first time we're actually showing a product that really launched Crafter's Companion into the soft craft stitching bag making world, and for me, probably my favourite, and I'm serious, my favourite ever set of dies. And although this is not the relaunch, this is something else, this is an addition too, but they're old friends of mine, these dies, and I am thrilled to have them on the show. Really, I'm thrilled. I didn't have anything to do with putting this show together. It's like somebody read my mind. So yes, so there's three sets of bag dies, which we'll have a look at in a sec, what they look like. And if you don't know what a die is for Softcraft, then just Google it. Just Google it. Or go onto the Crafter's Companion website and put in Softcraft fabric multimedia dies, something like that, and you'll find the sort of dies I'm talking about. Going through obviously the Gemini. New plates making such a huge difference. Now, as far as I'm aware, and I could check the list of my show products tomorrow, but we don't have the plates on. I think they have absolutely sold out. Okay, I think they've absolutely sold out. So I will be using them, because that is the standard now for Softcraft, of using the new configuration of plates. But what I'm going to get to now, what I'm going to talk about, so the relaunch of the product is the screw punch tool, which I often get asked about. So I've got this still in the wrapper because I use mine. I have had mine for 4 years, so I use mine, and I probably will not take it out of the packaging. I'll probably send it back to HQ because I don't really need it. I've used mine continuously for 4 years, and there's often been times when I've demonstrated on TV, especially with the snap fasteners. I've wanted to use this, but I couldn't, because we couldn't, for whatever reason, we couldn't get them. or the company, Crafters Companion, couldn't get them. And I don't know what the story is behind that, but I'm sure there's a jolly good reason, because this and the fantastic snaps, which I'll show you in detail close up in a minute, were launched about 4 years ago. And if you look at what I've got in front of me here, there we go, and I'll show you again a closer detail in just a minute. So you're getting all of these snaps, so you're getting them in silver and sort of the bronzy colour, the brassy colour, and you're getting the punch tool. Now for me this is absolutely invaluable, because it's got 3 different sizes of hole maker, so you can choose what size you want, and I seriously, I use it all the time. Even if I'm putting in a magnetic clasp, I'll use this. If I'm at home and I'm putting a snap fastener in, I will use this. Anytime that I need to make a hole in anything, I will use this. And oftentimes, if you've looked at my videos on YouTube, oh, hi Jackie from Texas. If you've ever looked at my videos on YouTube, there's oftentimes I've used this, and so many people have asked me, where can you get this from? Well, of course, this one we haven't had for, well, best part of 4 years. So frustrating as it was, there was obviously a good reason why, as a business, you wouldn't stop doing something if it worked, and this works. So we'll have a look at it in a second on what I'm talking about. So it's the screw punch tool, plus it's the stud. So look, I'm going to put you on the side camera so you can see. You can have a look at my desk and you can see what I'm talking about. So these are the sizes that you get. Okay, now what I'd really like you to do is to take a screenshot of that, because that really is your key to making this work for you, because the tools inside, and I'll show you in a sec, the tools inside really do match up to the size of the snaps. Okay, so you've got one tool for the popper, which I call the popper. Maybe somebody will call it something else, but that's what I've called it, and that's not official. And then you've got the 3 different sizes down here, and those 3 different sizes have the 2 tools, the two different tools, and I'll show you in a sec. So these are your professional metal studs, okay? And I meant to bring my coat up. The coat that I wear every day, well, till it gets too warm, has these studs on it, okay? These are identical. These are professional metal studs, and they are fantastic, and there's no getting away from it. So if I show you what it looks like, now you're going to get it with a lovely wrap around it. You'll get it in a box. Let me just show you the box. You'll get it so it comes in that box, okay? So you do get decent packaging, and inside you get the tools that you need. You've got everything in there that you need. You've got a metal disc, which you need, sorry about that. You also need, have the different size, so you're getting 4 different sizes, 10 of each, so there are plenty to play with, plenty. So those are the brass ones. Then you've got the silver. So here are the silver ones. And again, you've got exactly the same. I'll try not to make it flash. So you've got all of the tools, and we'll go through those in a sec. Then we've got the metal disc, which you need to use every single time. And you've got the 4 different sizes, and again, 10 of each, okay? And when you start looking at this, and you look at this, okay, it'll start to make a lot more sense. Okay, I'm going to stop saying okay now. So if we open up the box, and I'll keep you there just for a moment, and you'll see I've got a couple of extra bits and bobs around me. You'll need a little hammer, and you'll need, and you can see it's well loved. This is a what is it, a shim, a sort of rubber shim that you use for embossing in a die cutting machine. Now you could use something like a silicone mat, something like that, that's going to take the brunt of you making holes, right? Now normally you won't go through. There's been occasions, you can see where my finger is there, there's been occasions where I have gone through, and there's a reason for that, and as we go through the next half an hour it all will become clear. And the pressure of you punching the hole, because basically that's all you're using it for, should only graze this. Okay, so I want you to be aware of that. You need to have something to punch your hole punch into. Okay, if you do it on this, your lovely cutting mat, you'll ruin it. So you need something, even if it's a piece of old cardboard, you need something to be able to put the tool through and to be able to make a hole through all of the layers of the fabric, okay? So, I'm not going to say okay again. So a silicone mat, I've used this for 4 years. I don't know if you can see it right close up, but you can see the state of it. But also consider how much I've used it, and it's actually in really good nick. So get yourself something like that. Like I say, a silicone mat is, you know, the ones that you get for cooking. They're quite good. But I had an A4 size one of these, and I just cut it down. So I've got 2. So I don't know where the other one is, but I have got 2 somewhere. But as long as whatever you use, you don't mind putting a hole into, basically. And that's not a negative, because the tool, and this is mine, is really quite powerful. So you do need it to do the job it's meant to do. So let me just get my camera prepared for something else. So in the actual tool itself, this is what it looks like. I'm going to shimmy over a little bit so you can see. Obviously it's got the logo on there, but it's got this sort of extra top bit. I don't know if you can see it. And all you need to do is to pull that apart. Okay, there we go. You just pull it apart. It's not a screw, it just pulls apart. And you've got cavities in there that has the 2 other sizes in. And you can see I've used mine because it's got fabric, all sorts in there. And eventually all those little pieces will come out. There's like little worms, they come out because the amount of punching you've done, amount of fabric you've punched, they will come out. So you've got a place there to put the 3 tools. Should you wish to take that one out of there, you can pop it in there, but it comes with one in already, which I think is might be the large size, or actually I think it's the medium. So that's the one I'm going to use this evening, the medium one, but the little one is just as good. The bigger one obviously is going to make a bigger hole, but you know what, you've got to, it's one of those things where you need to decide which size is best for you. But I tend to use the small on most things. I like a snug fit around my my snap fasteners, and you'll see as we go along. So so this is the tool, this is the punch tool, so that's really exciting. I haven't seen this for sale with Crafters Companion for, I would say, close to 4 years, like I said, and it's absolutely brilliant that we've got it back. Like I said, the one that I've got, I think I'll send back to HQ. This is 4 years old and it's absolutely brilliant. It hasn't gone dull, you know, it's cut through loads. And to change the little cutter, the little hole maker, you just unscrew this bit, take that out, put a new one in, screw it back on again. It's really super easy, nothing complicated. You don't need to be, you know, Goliath to do all of that. It's really just a hand tightening up is absolutely fine. So let's pop that away. So like I said, the other tool that you're going to need is a small hammer. Now, I did put a video on my Lizzie Curtis page earlier today, and I had a smaller hammer, and it was one for putting in tent pegs. And actually, it was a really good hammer because it was short. You don't need one of these great big, you know, DIY hammers. You really don't. This is just a nice small hammer. It measures about 8.5 inches long, so you can tell it's not going to be, it's not a very big hammer at all, okay? So that's all you need as an extra. You need some sort of mat, maybe an old chopping board, something like that, that you don't mind having holes put in, and you need a little hammer. It's essential, okay? Now, these are not compatible with the snap fasteners. The snap fasteners are made of plastic. These are heavy metal. They are professional grade studs. You can't get any better than these. These are amazing. I really love them. So let's just put one in so I can stop rabbiting about it, and you can see I'm just now choosing. I'm going to go for silver. I'm going to make a decision. I'm going to go for silver. That's the worst thing, isn't it? Always making a decision. So we need a pen. And I'll use this old pen that I've got, and you need to mark out where your poppers are going to go, your studs are going to go. So on this particular little pouch that I've made, I just want two either side, there and there, okay, there and there. So I'm just going to mark where I think that should be, and I'm going to guess you would probably measure, I'm just going to guess. I'm just folding that back so I've got the halfway mark, and hopefully that'll mark it on the other side as well. So if we have a look at it, I've done a little mark there and a little mark there. And if we put that down, I've got a little mark there and a little mark there. And if I look at it, if I eyeball it, it's not too bad. It's not too bad. As long as I've got it lined up, we'll be fine. I just want to make sure that one is. You could actually put the hole punch through all of the layers at the same time. Seriously, this isn't interlined in any way, but it could well have fleece or wadding, batting, stabilizer. It could have anything like that. It'll go through all of those layers. Okay, so let's choose a size. Shall we go for the little ones, shall we? Or shall we go medium? Let's go medium, because you'll perhaps see better than little. So if we look at the little diagram here, and this is so useful. So the medium size is this one, the 12mm. So I know I need these pieces here, okay? Oh, I'm going to stop saying okay. So these two pieces go together, and these two pieces go together, okay? So so these two go together, and these two go together, and those are the pairings that you want, okay? Right, somebody tell me to stop saying okay. So I'm going to get them on my desk here. If you want me to zoom in, I will, because obviously we have the technology. And I'm just going to make sure I get the right sizes here, because, you know, like anything, they've been ruckled around in my pot here. Not sure that is the right size. I shall have to sort these out by tomorrow. So that one's correct, and that one's correct. Oh, I don't need that one. I need the popper. Here we go. That's the popper. Lovely. So I'm just checking with my little chart here, because although this chart is actually 4 years old, they are identical. So I've picked out that one, that one, that one and that one, and they're sitting on my desk, and they'll be sat in pairs. So I'll have the button and the socket, let's say, and then I've got the stud and the post that goes into the stud. Okay, what we do need are the tools, and the tools are number 633. They're all numbered. So I've actually marked mine with a permanent pen. Okay, really easy to do with a permanent pen. And I've marked the medium, so because that is the medium size. I just make it as simple as I can for myself. So let's run through these. So this one is a medium. I'm going to zoom this in a little bit, guys, so you can see what I'm doing. Let me just see if I can do that without getting you seasick. Ooh, that's better. So on the top there, I want you to have a look, there's an M. I think you can just about see it, and that's a permanent pen, so that won't come off. I've done that on the metal. So medium is what I want, so I'm going to put that to one side. And then I need a medium, the other half, because there's two parts to these. So you can see just here that I need two tools. You can just about see that. So there's the other medium one there, and they look different. They do look different. One's got a pointy end and one has got a concave end. Okay, so those are the two pieces I need for the medium-sized poppers, which I've got there. So the other ones, obviously, I've got marked up as large and small. You can just about see the wording on there. And this one is P for popper, and that's what I call it. It's not the professional name for it, but I needed to sort of identify it, so I call it the the popper. So that's a P on there. I know they're upside down, but they are a P. Let's do it that way, and you can see. So you can see every single one is marked, and that's what you might want to do. And there's no point me trying to show you the numbering, but the numbering is actually stamped into the top of each of the tools, so you can identify the numbers. The other piece that you've got, which looks a little odd, is this bit. And you might say, gosh, whatever's that for? And when I first got this toolkit, I couldn't figure it out. And then after a little while, it dawned on me, and I thought, what a fool, because it's actually the hole punch for this kit. So it comes with the hole punch, and you would need to use the hammer through fabric to actually make your hole. And this part here, where it looks like it's open, is actually where all the pieces of fabric or card or whatever you're punching will eventually travel up and then fall out. Okay, so that is a hole punch, should you wish to use it. Anyway, I don't want to use it. I want to use my gorgeous punch tool. So we've made our marks on here. So what we need to do is to actually now do the work. So let me just get this all moved so you can see what I'm doing. So those are the two tools that I need. We've talked about that. And these are the studs and the sockets and everything I need. So those two go together and those two go together. All right. And like I say, let me just show you this again because it's really important. Those are the numbers, the tools that you need for each size. So I'd like to think that you'd take a screenshot of that if you needed to, or I've actually put it in the comments of my post this morning where I put the video. And the video is 4 years old, but it's perfectly fine. It does the job. So with our tool, we're going to just put a hole where we marked. So you can do 1 or 2 punches, and that goes right through the fabric. So we'll do that again. I think 1 is usually enough. Oops, let's move that so you can see what I'm doing. Hold on. There we go. So I've actually used my tool and I've just gone into there, pressed down. It's a screw action. You can see it working, and that's gone into and through the fabric into the silicone here. Okay, it's gone right through. It hasn't made a hole. These are old holes for different other purposes. Those are the holes that I've made. When I now need to put the poppers in. Okay, so I need 2 sets of these. So let's just get 2 sets out. So these have all been muddled up. I shall have to sort these out for tomorrow. It's no good. Let's see, where's my... Sorry about this, guys. I will get there. So there's one. And that's that one. That's that one. And they have different, you'll see when you get them, they have different sort of patterns on them. So you can really identify them quite well. And they sort of stand apart. And they do match, like I said, the existing one from years ago. So we need the button on the top. So let's put the button on the top. We want it to look pretty. So that's the button going on the top there. You can just see it flashing. We'll turn it over. And then you need the socket, which is that piece there. And that goes over the top. And then we need the tool that's pointy. So out of our 2 tools, this is the one we need that's pointy. And that goes into the hole. Okay. Now, you will hear some banging. Okay, and that has actually put that in beautifully into my pouch. Okay, if you're not sure if it's gone all the way through and it's stable, then by all means tap it again. It's not going to do any harm, but that is now really secure. Okay, then we'll do the other side. So we need a button on our fabric side like that. And then we need the socket, which goes over the top. So once again, I'm going to bang. So close your ears if you don't like it, because I know it's loud. So just place that over the top. Give it a good bang with the hammer, and that's now secured that. And also, what I should have done which of course I completely forgot, is to do it in the metal dish, because I mean, fortunately I did it on my silicone mat, but if you do that on the metal dish, let's do that again, it actually protects the silver, the button if you like, from being dented. So just give it a hammer, put it in the dish, don't forget to do that part. I'm just doing this for demonstration. You don't have to do it twice like that. And those are the sort of sockets secure, okay, and they look lovely on the front, look, beautiful. So let's do the inside. Now this time we've got to put our silicone mat inside our project, okay, you got to just sort of tuck it inside there so you can still see where you can still see the hole, but when you put the hole punch through, you're going to just go into the silicone, not into the bag. But you do want to make sure you don't go all the way through, otherwise you'll be in trouble. And then on the other side, again, let's get my tool. Hopefully we've lined these up okay. And just do one little hole like that. And what you don't want to do, like I said, is to come through to the back of your project. So again, we're going to put, so this time we've got a post. Can you see that post? And we've got a little hat. It always reminds me of a little hat. If I hold it like that, you might be able to see. And the little post goes from inside your project, or you'll understand what I mean by that. And the little hat sits on top. There we go, you can just see it sits on top beautifully. And we still want our metal dish because we want something to bang into. You don't want to bang this onto the dining room table and wonder why you've got a dint. So make sure that you're protecting your surfaces by using the little dish, and that's gone inside. So this time we need the tool with the concave end. So if you have a look at it, you'll see it has a concave end. And it looks different to the other one. That one's got a pointy end, this one doesn't. So that little concave piece goes over the little hat. And once again, we're going to hammer. So if you don't like to hear the sound of the hammer, just put something over your ears. So 3 taps, 3, 4, that's 4 taps, but 3 taps is absolutely fine. And what that has done is secured that onto the fabric, okay? Now, if you're not sure, and you think, oh, I don't know is that secure or not, then go over it again. It won't do any harm whatsoever. And you will have secured that beautifully. And that's absolutely fine. You can just about see it. So then if we do the other side, so you're poking the little post through the hole, like that. And we'll put it on the little dish underneath, so it protects your best dining room table, and you can see it's just about poking up through the fabric. And then you're putting the little hat on top, okay? It balances on there beautifully, look. It's just a little hat, just sits on top. Can you see it? There. If I tilt it, you'll see it. And you need the tool again with the concave end. Okay, and that goes over the top. And again, I can't do this without getting my hand. Perhaps if I turn it that way, maybe you'll see it better, like that. Okay, so all I've done is popped my concave part of my tool over the top of the little hat. So a good 3 bangs with the hammer. Okay, that's 4, and then it moved. It's fine. And there we are. That's our stud in place. And then all you're going to do then is snap them together. Now these like I said, this doesn't have interfacing in now, and I really strongly suggest, a bit like when you put magnetic closures in, that you give it some stability with a piece of stabilizer or some wadding behind your snap fasteners, okay, because it needs that strength, because you're going to pull these apart. So this is just 2 single layers of fabric, which is not ideal, but you can see how it's going to look. You can see how your little pouch works, and it does with the studs. And the thing is, it does look professional. So if I bring a couple of bits in, I'll show you what I mean by that. So I'm going to put my tools to one side. So for instance, this little bag I made ever such a long time ago, And I'm just going to come out a little bit, so hopefully we're not so, that's it, that's a little better. And of course this is just a little flap that goes over the front of the pouch, just as an attractive part of it. And this is using one of the brass coloured ones, and you can see how nicely it looks. It looks really professional. And if you look at go and have a look at your coats or whatever you've got that have these studs on, and if you have a look very closely, that you'll see that pattern on your stud. It's exactly the same. It's professionally used. So that's one item. Then you've got them. These are, again, it's for security, but also it's a nice decorative feature. And again, you know, if you're careful and you put a nice bit of wadding or stabilizer on there, you can then use them as a security measure. And of course they pop beautifully. There is nothing about these that would stop me from using them. They are perfect. And again, for decorative purposes, we've got them on the pockets of this little backpack here. And we've used different sizes. So we've used what looks like the large size there, and this looks like what I call the popper. It's called, well, I don't really know what it's called. There must be a name for it, but it's a different style. If you have a look at it, it's a slightly different style to the snaps. It's got that rounded look to it. So yeah, they can be for decoration or practical uses. Don't forget they are metal, so if you're thinking about using them for children's garments, don't forget children's garments in the sunshine can get hot. The two sets of dies that I have, in fact there's three sets of dies, but I don't have one set with me. It's the little tote handbag with the little sort of, I always call them underwear flap there. It's not. And that's got a magnetic closure, but that's the dies I have on the show tomorrow. And this is the other one. This is like the little tote, which is absolutely glorious. I remember making this about, well, at least 3 years ago. And these are the dies that we have that will make these bags, and to be perfectly honest, they'll make so much more besides. Incredible. Tomorrow I'm going to be cutting this particular bag, but with that flap, so I'm actually transferring it onto the bag like that, and I think you can see that would work incredibly well. This one has a boxy bottom, this one doesn't. This is a very simple design. Well, this has the boxy bottom, so it's a little bit more I don't know, a little bit more detail maybe, but you can see how that would look. It would work perfectly. And with this one, it has little poppers in the side. There we go. So it brings the sides in because it's a lot wider than that. It's about this sort of width, the bag. So let me just do it there. You can see my finger, it's about that wide. Yeah, so those are the products for tomorrow. And quite honestly, I am absolutely thrilled that we've got them. It's taken, like I say, it's taken ever such a long time to get these, I absolutely have no idea why. And I think all that was stopping us was the tool. It was the tool, because I think we've sold the refills on and off over the last 4 years, but unless you've got the information on how to use them, so that's what tonight was all about, and tomorrow obviously, and you've got a decent tool, because although there is one in there, it's actually quite a big hole. I've never tried it because I've no need to, but it's not too bad a size, but you'd have to use the hammer on that to hammer that through the fabric. And what's the point when I've got this fantastic tool? It's amazing, and it's so much more than what you think it is, because obviously if you want to make holes on a leather belt, you can use this tool. If you want to make holes to do lace work on some felt, that sort of thing, you can with this tool. If you want to put a snap fastener in, then use this instead of the bradawl, because I think that's quite dangerous myself. You can use this instead of the bradawl that comes with the snap fasteners. And obviously they are perfect for these metal ones. They really are the business. They are professional, and if you're a serious bag maker, or even if you're just dabbling into the world of bag making or pouch making, that sort of thing, this set will really see you in good stead. And I've got my original set, which is over there, and it's really depleted. And I think I've had 2 full sets in the 4, over 4 years, nearly 4.5 years that I have been associated with Crafters Companion. So, and I've used them constantly. There have been times when I couldn't because we didn't have this tool, so I couldn't be seen to use it. And then we didn't have the starter set, which had, we had the refill pack, so we didn't have the tools with it. So unless you had the tools, then you couldn't really use them very well. But the thing is, they give that professional look. That's what we're after. So if, like I said, if you go and have a look at your outdoor coats, your gilets, even your jeans, anything like that, you will see these exact studs. They are the same. They are the same. They are professional standard, which pleases me because it's really nice to have something that's of a decent quality for us to use. So that's the little pouch we just made. You can see the buttons shining away. I think this is going to be fine, even though I could have done with stabiliser. It's opened absolutely fine, and of course it will close fine, absolutely perfect. It's a bit like the magnetic closures. You can always guaranteed they're going to work because of the quality of the product. The snap fasteners, I absolutely love, and they're great for children's things because they don't get hot. But these now, we're going in grown-up territory because they're for your beautiful bags, they're for pouches and purses, they're for clothing, they're for jackets, they're for outdoor use, they're for backpacks, they're for your normal handbags, they're for little pouches that will go inside your normal handbags. There's going to be so many different things. Glasses case, so if you make a little glasses case, you can put these poppers on there, and like I say, it looks much more professional than a snap fastener. And snap fasteners definitely have their place, but this really beats it. So there we are. So that's it. I'm so pleased that you came along tonight and watched. We've had well over 200 people watching, which is marvellous. But watch me tomorrow. It would be lovely if you could keep me company tomorrow. I'm on Create and Craft TV at 8:15 and 11:15. And for those of you that are doing a workshop with me tomorrow, you mustn't worry. Traffic permitting, I should be home well within the time to start the workshop at 2:30, so please don't worry. And anyway, John could start it, couldn't he? Don't forget also to join me on Monday evening for the Making It Monday. You can see the little purse behind me, a little Cora, and that's the pattern for the Making It Monday coming up, and that's number 22, I think. Where are the weeks going? So join me on Monday evening for that. But more importantly, join me on Create and Craft TV tomorrow at 8:15 and 11:15. And I'm really looking forward to it. It's going to be an early start. But hey, I'm used to that. No, I'm not. I don't think you can ever get used to horrid early starts. So there we are. So this is the screw punch tool and the snap fastener set. You get the silver and the brass coloured. You get 4 different sizes, 10 of each size. So you're getting 80 opportunities to put a stud, a snap, whatever you want to call it, into your projects. And they come in little boxes like this, and they're called the Snap Toolkit. Tells you what sizes they are across the bottom here, and this is how it will come to you. And it's great, absolutely great. So I'm just reading this, 10 of each, plus tools, yeah, okay. Right, I'm just reading it and trying to make sense of it. So there we are. On the sizes, I better tell you what the sizes are. So 10 mil, 12, 15 and 17 mil, okay? And they're just regular sizes. There's nothing too big, there's nothing too small. They're all of those sizes you're going to use, no problem at all. So I think that sort of sums it up. The dies, which I'll show you mine just really quickly before I go. I've got to pack my car up now. I've had mine a little while, and you'll see that I've taped them because I always keep them on the card. I always keep them on the card. These have travelled so much, hundreds of miles these dies have travelled, and they've lost their sticky on the card, so I use masking tape to hold them on. So we've got this set. Now I'm not sure what the packaging is, but we've got the tags as well. So you can see what they look like, and those are tags. All of these ends here, where my tape is where you fold the fabric, and if you look at the back you can see what they look like just here in the pictures. We've also got the tabs as so these are the tags, those are the tabs, and I've completely covered mine up with tape, so I don't want to lose them. I would be so desperately unhappy if I lost them. And these are the tags and tabs. And then the other set is this again. I've used them so much, I can't tell you. There we go, and that's what they look like, and those are the sets of dies. Plus there's a shopper bag set of dies and a tote bag set of dies, which I've got samples for, but I don't have the dies, so we'll see what they look like on the show tomorrow, because they're new to me, so it'll be fun seeing them because I haven't seen them before. But these are my old favourites. I absolutely love our bag making dies, and having the new plates makes such a huge difference. My goodness me, what a difference. So thank you very much for joining me. I'm really pleased that you took a little bit of time out of your Saturday night to be with me. It's been so fun. I've really enjoyed your company. I'll read the comments afterwards just in case there's any questions. But I'll see you all tomorrow. If I don't see you tomorrow at Create and Craft, I might see you at the workshop tomorrow afternoon. If I don't see you then, I will see you on Making It Monday on Lizzie Curtis at 7 o'clock. So goodbye everybody. I'll see you tomorrow.